Welcome to The Curve Weekly, the podcast that keeps you up to date with all of the money, business, and stock market tea.
Brought to you by the Curve's research team. It's the latest insights on what's happening in the stock market, companies, other money-related news so that you can stay educated and ahead of the curve.
You can thank us later for sounding smarter than those finance bros at your next dinner party.
Okay, Vic, I went to an event last night and I have to tell you what happened.
Please do.
So, okay.
Like a fun event?
It was quite a fun event.
Yeah.
It was at a really amazing location in like Farringdon, which is the centre of like.
Your hair looks really great too.
I think she did such a good job.
God, why do hairdressers always make your hair look great?
Okay, so here's the thing. I actually left the hairdresser and I thought that was so much money. I spent probably like £250.
Yeah.
But I know this is the
You
opposite
feel 500
of feminism, right? Like I know you shouldn't be paying to necessarily look a certain way, but I feel confident, hot.
I remember when I got my hair done a while back and I was like, text Flower, and I was like, let's go for dinner. I feel fab. You know, like you just want to go and show the world.
Yeah.
And also with friends. When I see a friend that's like done her hair that night or something, I'm like, you look great. What have you done?
Every time I run a straightener or anything through, people are like, oh, your hair looks good. I'm like, yeah, thank you. I just did something to it.
Yeah. There's a link in the description for YouTube if you want to see Soph's hair.
Yeah.
Looks great.
It's sort of giving a bit of Dua Lipa energy. You know, when she like did the sort of mince and cheese look with the really blonde and then, you don't reckon?
I mean, it wouldn't be my first thought. No.
No?
Probably.
Okay. You don't reckon I look
down
like Dua
the
Lipa?
list.
That's so rude. So anyway.
You're blonde and blue-eyed, but yeah, Dua Lipa. Yeah, you take it, babe.
The only reason you're getting shitty is because this is your like who, you know, your favourite celeb crush. Oh, no, it's not. It's Kendall Jenner.
I want to be Dua Lipa now.
Okay, Dua Lipa. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Where were we?
Yeah, I'm like, what were we talking about?
Podcast show.
Oh, so Emily and I went to a podcast event last night and it was all about, so for Patreon, which is kind of a place where a lot of creators, like some of the biggest podcasts in the world, host extra content. So for people who basically want behind the scenes, extra episodes, blah, 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 it's hosted on this platform called Patreon. Point is, we were at this event, both of us arrived very late and like creeped up to the front because the only seats that were free were at the front row.
It's like a comedy show. And you're like, no.
I know. It's really embarrassing. Anyway, afterwards we were mixing and mingling and making friends with all the podcast nerds. And I started speaking to this guy, which full transparency, I had already noticed and thought, quite cute. And then we started talking. No, why are you embarrassed already?
No, because I can see it.
He's probably going to listen to this podcast now too.
No, I
can
so just see you at the event.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Am I that obvious?
You're probably more transparent to me. Like the event we had, the Ice House, you're like, Vic.
Which one?
That guy.
I was like, that is so unfair. You're making it like I have no game at all. Wait, which event was this?
No, I was sitting next to someone who was quite good looking. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm Sophie, my co-founder. And I looked over. She's a few tables away. And she's like, and I was like, yeah, that's my co-founder. She's just really stoked to be here. And then,
Because I was sitting next to like an 85-year-old. And you were just happened to be sitting next to the only guy that was hot at the event. I was like, if she's not making headway over there, I just will actually just give up.
So
oh
funny.
my God, that's fair. Like I was really uncool.
Embarrassing mum on the sidelines, you know. It's like, go, you can do it. Anyway.
Oh God, that was when you were having a relationship break, I think. To be fair, I wasn't trying to like fly myself over here and be like, you know, advertising.
Yeah.
I was being like she flirting. Anyway, we move on. So at the event, started speaking to this guy afterwards. He was like, oh, what's your background? I was like, oh, I used to work in radio. And he's like, oh yeah, like what shows? And I was like, oh, you probably wouldn't have heard of it, but this show called Carl and Jackie O. And he literally goes, you're 9. And I was like,
9?
What? Okay, so context. When I worked on that show, my nickname was 9. Like they called me 9.
Like
they
German for no.
What is that?
9. 9?
I cannot believe that's where you went with that. No, absolutely not. It was not for that. No, we all got weird nicknames. And the first day I got there, I must have made method with my looks because it was like 9 out of 10.
Oh my God.
And I must say, I was like, of all, because so many of the producers had terrible nicknames. So I was like kind of stoked with mine. Anyway, he was like, you're 9. And I was like, what? Like, honestly, it was like two worlds colliding. I was like, that is honestly just the weirdest thing, because also you don't use your real name on radio, right? So like he wouldn't have known my name or anything. He said, when you asked a question at the end of the presentation, I literally said, I know that girl.
Mm.
Isn't that the weirdest thing? So he listens to that podcast every single day. So he'd listened, knew from when I worked on the show and recognized my voice. And as soon as I was like, oh, I worked on Kyle and Jackie O, he's like, you're 9.
Wow.
It was just bizarre.
Yeah.
Like that didn't even happen in Sydney.
So you still get mentioned on the podcast?
No. This is he remembers from like 6 years ago.
Wow.
And he's British, like, which is the weirdest thing. Because most people don't listen to shows like from the other side of the world. I really hope he's not listening to this. It'd be so embarrassing. Because I feel like, because I did meet him last night, he might be like, oh, what's her podcast like? And then listen and just be like, cool, good to know. Awesome. Oh my God, Vic, okay, we must talk about Greece.
Yeah.
How was your trip?
Good.
Also, f you for leaving me in the lurch on the last Curve Weekly.
Oh, I know, sorry.
It took us.
I genuinely was scrounging around this Greek island trying to find Wi-Fi that wasn't outside, that was aesthetically in a good, and I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just have to
Take a holiday?
put a tail between your legs and be like, I'm so,
Yeah.
you know, rather than fumbling. Anyway, so there was no Wi-Fi at the hotel that we got at, which was first, we were pretty effed off it.
Who doesn't have Wi-Fi these days?
They were like, oh, we've been trying to get it fixed for weeks. It was like,
no, seriously.
I
Like,
know,
have
I know,
you ever,
exactly.
Like, it's pretty weird.
well, it also, you realize how much you rely on it. You know, everything is just a roadblock. Anyway, so there was that. And then the guy, bless his heart, the owner of the hotel was like, oh, you can come down and use my laptop and to plug it in because it's in, and I was like, oh, I mean, it would have to do. We're quite funny, quite a good gag sitting in the office of this hotel. And then we woke up that morning and the fan stopped working
oh God.
at like 7 a.m. I was like, weird. And then the lights weren't working and I went downstairs and like the whole island had no power. And I was like, so when do you expect it to They're like, oh, in a few hours, which in Greek time is like a few days, you know, like everything's so slow. And then they got it back just in time and then it happened again. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so really apologise for that.
Thank you so much to Sophie Gale who filled in for you.
Yes.
She did an amazing job. Her first podcast, like unreal.
Yeah. I was running this morning. But this guy, this is really not a podcast story, but anyway, this guy ran so close to me
Oh, no.
to pass me. And I was like, got such a fright. It's in the morning, no one's around. And I was like, you know, the little thing you could do, mate, is like, just give me a bit of space here.
Give me a wide berth.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, honestly.
Sorry, it's not funny.
Are
I
you
just
laughing
think,
at
no, I just think
wide
the wide berth. I just always think it's the funniest. Like,
But I'm just like, when a girl is running by
No,
herself in the
it's
morning,
really not
don't
okay.
come creeping up behind her and like, you know, and run past. Anyway, yeah.
no, that would freak me out
Yeah.
so much.
It just puts you on edge. Anyway.
yeah, no, not good. Did you have your like scary
Dog.
dog with you?
Yeah. She was eating some food miles back. Yeah.
She's not on a lead.
Nah. Run along the canal.
But can I just say one last thing before we get on to more important financial news? I was dog sitting Miso last week.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh no, I wasn't looking for a public thank you, but you're welcome. I was like, this could not be more Vic Harris's dog ever. She wouldn't drink out of plastic Tupperware. She only drank out of a crystal bowl. And I thought, this poncy little bitch, she's just used to, yeah, honestly, she wouldn't, I was like,
I should have given you her bowls.
why is she not having water? And then I thought, surely not. Surely it's not the vessel that I'm delivering the water in. And it was. Expensive taste, just like her mother.
Yeah, girl.
Okay, what's been happening? What sort of news is going on?
So we've had lots of companies report financial results. So I'll pick out the good ones. But yeah, so this is the time of year. Things might be a bit more volatile. Stocks moving around a lot of news coming out. But one stock that is moving around a lot, well, moving down a lot, is Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's company.
No.
Yeah. So their shares are down about 14% since May. And
Whoa.
that was when he announced he's leaving Berkshire Hathaway and you've got this other guy stepping in. So people are like, you know what? I just think for someone who's been in that role for 60 years, leading a business, they just don't have faith in this new person coming along, which is kind of fair enough. The Berkshire Hathaway's done so freaking well.
But also, don't you think if you've kind of shadowed Warren Buffett for probably 30 years, you've absorbed a lot of how he invests and thinks about companies?
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think this is the end of Berkshire Hathaway. I don't think this is a reason to be selling shares, but there'll just be people that are like, you know what, it's done well. This is a big change. And we don't really have anything to go off of what Berkshire Hathaway was like before him, because it was like pretty much non-existent. So people are like, you know what, there's other places to put my money. And the company is sitting on $350 billion of cash.
That's right.
It doesn't really invest in tech. Tech stocks are doing fantastically. You know, it's kind of like, well, is it really going to do?
What's its average return?
So it has outperformed the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 is the top 500 companies in the US. And we will explain all this jargon in the show notes. But it has outperformed the S&P 500 by massive amounts. This underperformance hasn't happened in a 3-month period since 1990.
For this company?
Yeah. So like this might not be that big, you know, like it's fallen 14, the market's up 12%. So it's underperformed by about 30%. That has not happened since 1990. So like, what am I? 30 years.
Not great.
Not great. Yeah.
I feel like this would be a time that I would put a little bit in.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like I'm sorry, I totally appreciate the idea of a really good CEO, someone that's making those executive calls, but there's no way that a company with that much money is being 100% led by only Warren Buffett, who is 175 years old, you know?
But then you get these new CEOs in that want to kind of make their mark.
Yeah, which is so classic. So much ego. Like,
so
what
much
the
ego.
actual hell?
Well, it's like
sit back and shut up, Patrick.
It's like Steve Jobs and Tim Cook, right? When
what happened?
Steve Jobs founded Apple and then stepped away and Tim Cook took over, and it hasn't done as well.
And he cooked it.
OpenAI. So they're the company that owns ChatGPT.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Continue. But I was just going to say, wasn't it a fundraiser. Wasn't it a charity?
It was a charity, yeah.
Is it still?
Yes, well, partly. So this was the whole debacle, is that it was set up as a charity, as a not-for-profit.
It's such a yarn, like as if you're trying to keep that a charity.
Well, I was kind of digging into this and I was like, and how do you then turn it into a profitable company? And it would be like the curve, like our mission is to financially educate women. Like we want women to have equal opportunities, all of that. And then we're like, okay, there's a part of our business that we actually want to make a for-profit business. So the technology, like our mission, the technology and everything is not for profit, and we will keep doing that. But there's parts of our business that will be for profit. So it's like, we might be like, you know what? The Investing Club is our for-profit part of the business. And that's where we're that's going to be called, we're going to have the Curve Inc. and then the Curve Partners, I don't know, limited partners or whatever. So that's
Can you still be technically a charity though if you have a part of your business that is making profit?
Well, you can make money, and so you can make money, pay costs, you just don't make profit. So you would just make that your costs equal your revenue essentially. So yeah. Or you just don't get you can make a profit, you just don't get taxed on it because you put those profits back into the business to keep growing. So not for profit is like a charity in that you get tax advantages because you're not effectively taking the profits and spending them and paying dividends to investors. You know, there is no way to invest in a not-for-profit because there's no company structure, if that makes sense. Sorry. But with OpenAI, so think of the parent company as OpenAI Inc., and then you've got like the little sister, which is OpenAI, and that is what owns ChatGPT and is half owned by Microsoft. Anyway, that part of the business has just been valued at nearly $500 billion. So
the profitable part.
So this little sister business is $500 billion. So OpenAI is now been valued at $500 billion, which is the largest private tech company in the world now.
Can you run me through the idea of it being private? So is it the idea that we were trying to make AI democratized, not biased, not run by someone with the intention of something else, because this technology could be so game changing and could have such an impact on people's lives that if it remained independent, it could do what was like best for everyone, opposed to making decisions based purely on profit? Is that kind of the intention?
That was kind of, the whole mission was that AI should be for everyone. That was if we think back to when AI kind of became really normalized and common, that was the kind of the moment that they like released it. the world essentially. And then
But it was still with the
coming.
intention of it being private, right?
It's always, it's a private company. Yes. Do you mean being a not-for-profit or a private company?
When you said it was
be
released to the world, I mean, that was always
the technology. That was in the not-for-profit.
But sorry.
Then they decided they wanted to make money off it.
Right.
So then they created this, what is called a limited partner structure, but it's like the little sister, like think of like a little offshoot, a little growth bunion thing. That they were like, you know what, we actually want to monetize this because
obviously, but I just sort of feel like wouldn't they've thought that anyway? Is it some big like coup to make it seem like we're doing this for the people and then actually we want to make money?
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it feels a bit like obviously that what you were planning on. I don't know, maybe I don't know anything about, I haven't done any research to suggest that. I'm just saying it feels very weird to me that they're like, we're not for profit. Oh my God, we've discovered it's profitable. It's like you always knew this was going to change the world and be one of the biggest game-changing tech products of all time. Of course you're going to try and make money out of it.
Yeah.
But that's just me being pessimistic.
Well, it's been very freaking lucrative. Like ChatGPT is now earning annual recurring revenue. So that means like, you know how you pay subscriptions for ChatGPT? It's now annually bringing in $12 billion. A lot of money that it makes from ChatGPT and is now the biggest private company. Used to be SpaceX.
Oh, wow.
Now it is OpenAI. And Microsoft owns half.
What? Can we just, sorry.
Good old Microsoft.
You can keep celebrating.
Sorry.
But I just want to know, why is SpaceX private?
They don't need to be a public company. Like why? Like
they don't need the capital.
Yeah. They've got capital from other places. You also don't get scrutinized as much. SpaceX is such a capital intensive business. Like if you think of,
that's why I'm surprised they don't need more money from the stock market.
But like that's not the type of businesses that do well in the stock market, like airlines, for example.
Because they need so much money to pour back in that they can't really give the investors much.
And investors get sick of being asked for money all the time. And so like if you think of tech companies, they need no cash essentially. Well, you know, they generate a lot of cash and they have a lot of profits, yet they're public companies because they want to be valued highly. Whereas companies that tend to need a lot of cash all the time, like a SpaceX, because you're building bloody rockets, it's like those companies tend to not be valued as well when they're public companies. Mm-hmm. But yes, also on this is there was a report out in the Financial Times about the staggering amount of investment needed to support AI. Like it is, and like I wish I could show you the image, but it was like just seas of data centers just everywhere. Like if you think the top companies like Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, Microsoft, like they're investing $300 billion this year into AI. Like that's this year alone. And it's,
are we just going to be like a planet filled with data centers?
We need 5 trillion invested in data centers by 2030. So that's only in like 5 years' time.
Whoa.
There's whole cities just of farmland of data centers in the US.
Oh my God, that actually breaks my heart.
There's like countries and regions in China that are just, they're not people, they're just data centers. It's quite wild because
Imagine
of the power.
Imagine what this is going to look like from space. Imagine looking down on the world and just seeing like data centers everywhere.
Yeah. It's because the like AI is just so energy guzzling, and it's so, you need like high powered chips, you need high powered like infrastructure, you need like, this is why we still need.
You're not going to say oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we just don't have the capacity right now with renewable energy to even cater to the existing demand, let alone what's going to come in the future. So all these projects that would have historically been turned off, we're like, oh God, we're going to need them.
You mean projects as in?
Sorry, oil and gas project. Or like, if there was like a plant that, you know, a company was going to wind down because it doesn't actually need it and there's more demand for renewable energy. It's like.
Renewable energy just can't keep up with the amount of energy needed.
Yeah, exactly. But also when I read this, I'm like, 5.2 trillion invested in data centers by 2030.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, so true.
So I was Googling like data center companies, and like there is an investing opportunity here, and we're going to speak about it in the club.
Yeah,
nice. So yeah, if you want to join the club, there is a link in the show notes. It is free for 7 days, so you can jump in and get those investing ideas if you want and run away. But we hope you don't. Also on this though, related to this conversation is BP has.
Did you know? Okay, you definitely did know this. But the other day I was talking to someone and they were like British Petroleum, and I was like, what?
Oh yeah,
I like British Petroleum, and I was like, what? And they're like BP. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know it was called that.
Yeah, it's also like Qantas. Do you know what that stands for?
Can I have a clue?
It begins with Q.
Oh my God, thank you.
Queensland and Northern Territory Aerial Systems or something. Yeah,
Who named that? I know. Branding.
But like, it's funny the acronyms. Well, yeah, things that you don't think are acronyms that actually are.
Any other examples?
Adidas.
But that's not actually it, is it? I'd never known if that was true. All day I dream about sport.
Yeah,
I hope it is. Quite fun.
I don't think it would be.
No.
It's the founder is Adidasler.
Oh, okay.
Someone Adidasler. Yeah, he was German.
9.
9.
It is so fun to say.
Yeah. I was at this comedy. This is where I got it from. I was at a comedy show a few weeks ago, and the lady was like, she was talking to these people in the front, and they were Germans, and then she changed to these two girls, and she was like, "What do you do?" And she was an accountant. Oh, what's your favorite number? And she goes 9, and then she looks at the Germans. She goes, "Oh, well, you love that name."
It's so good.
It was so good. She was just like so spot on. I was like, oh my God, hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, yes, sorry. We were talking about oil and gas companies, and there's also news about British Petroleum, BP, that they have made the largest oil and gas discovery that they've made in 25 years. So this is pretty game changing.
What do you mean discovery?
Like they've discovered oil. The biggest the biggest deep water discovery in 25 years they've ever made.
Could you just backtrack? So I'm assuming they thought that they knew where all the oil is. Is that the point?
No,
and they've found a new spot?
Yeah, companies like BP, Shell, they're constantly exploring, drilling, seeing if there's oil. No, move on, move to the next. And then they have discovered this massive.
What part of the world is it?
It's in Brazil, and it is 300 kilometers squared, which is, I was trying to put that in perspective, 3 times the size of Paris, 24 Heathrow airports.
Whoa.
Or 5 New York cities. Like that's how massive it is. So obviously its share price did well. Because people are like, cool, you're now going to produce more oil. But
this might sound so stupid, but when you find oil.
It's like a gold mine, right?
Yeah, but
when you
but is it just in the ground? Like or do they find the stuff that they can then make oil with? Like I know that sounds so stupid, but.
I think if you drill.
You find
enough.
it.
Yeah, like in the Middle East, right? It's just like everywhere. Yeah, if you drill down far enough and you see those like Deepwater Horizon, that movie where it blew up, and you have people that live out on those like rigs, which I'm just like.
They live there.
They live out on the drill sites, drill oil.
Oh, that's like.
It's like a fly in, fly out, the miners, they do
you
it.
get paid so much for that.
But
and fair enough, because
what would you spend money on out there either? Like it'd be quite a good money saving hack.
Yeah, 100%.
And our next podcast will be from a drilling site in the Brazilian Ocean.
I mean, that's like the friends I know who have partners who have done the mines in Perth in Australia and blah, blah, blah. Such grueling, lonely, isolating work.
My uncle did it, and he suggested I do it when I got out of university.
I would have paid
because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so he was like, Vic, honestly, you get such good money.
Vic was like, I'll consider it.
Yeah. All the girls do is sit in the trucks, wait for the trucks to be loaded, and then drive the trucks. And I was like,
probably get absolutely preyed on by every man within like 100-kilometer radius.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'd be quite.
Well, because there'd be hardly any women, right? Like it would be like finding oil in a part of the world. You know, like if there was a woman there, they'd be absolutely stoked.
Yeah,
I mean,
quite good to be a woman. Quite good to be. I'm like, hang on a second, this sounds great. But no, obviously didn't say yes.
In fact, anyone struggling with Hinge, head on out to the oil rigs.
Paid good money, lots of talent. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
Good.
Also in other news, Elon Musk is in the news again, which surprise, 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 surprise. Do you know that song?
That's so creepy. I don't think you should do that. What did you just?
No. Have you heard that song?
No.
Surprise, surprise.
Don't do that.
Anyway, he Anyway, Elon Musk has just got a nearly $30 billion pay package at Tesla. So
I'm just getting very lost in the million, billion, trillion.
Billions. So he has been granted roughly $30 billion worth of stock. This is to help retain him as CEO and be in the business. Like Tesla's had a shit show lately. It's, he's been dancing with the Trump devil and people haven't liked it. And then he had a falling out. And then there's been this backlash with people not wanting to buy Teslas. And
Tesla's actually been really not in the news lately. I feel like I haven't heard anything about it in so long.
Yeah.
Did the share price go up from this?
Yeah. So the share price has gone up, but it's still down massively. It's up about 5% last week, but it's still down massively. People are just like, is there too much damage done in terms of brand damage? People don't want to be driving around in cars because Elon was in bed with Trump and all of that. Anyway, back in 2018, do you remember we talked about this? The board had signed off a $56 billion pay deal for Elon Musk if he reached these extreme targets, like tripling the business essentially.
I remember.
And anyway, he did it. And he
wasn't
managed,
there all this backlash around you shouldn't be getting those? And it's you can't incentivize someone and take it away.
Totally. He managed to turn the business from $100 billion to $600 billion. And therefore,
would you control your dog, please? She's having an absolute blowout behind the couch.
So cute. I love it so much.
I must say, when I had her,
the number of people that stopped
her.
I
thought this is a great way to meet people.
Yeah.
Really good icebreaker. She's so cute.
Yeah.
Miso in a line bike with her little paws over the front. Yeah. Never seen something cuter.
Yeah. You may as well just have your number on the back of you and just drive around.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, she attracted a lot of people. Just
kind of not. I don't know if I'm comfortable with her being bait, but that's all right.
I am.
Yeah.
Anytime you need her.
Anyway, Elon Musk and his $56 billion pay deal. So yes, he increased the size of the business from $100 billion to $600 billion. And they were like, no, sorry, you're not getting that payout. He was like, I did more than what I was supposed to.
I would be fuming. If I had put my heart and soul and brain into something and turned it around like he did, and then everyone was like, kidding, you don't get your pay packet. Yeah. I'd be like, what's wrong with you? In fact, maybe that's why he was so disincentivized and kind of it turned to shit. Because he was like, fine.
I mean, he still owns a lot of the business, so you don't want, you can be disincentivized, but you've still got a lot of wealth tied up in Tesla.
Yeah. But I mean, does he need any more money, I think that perhaps with him, I think it's different if you've got one business and you have most of your wealth in shares, but if you have so many other assets and so much other money elsewhere, is it really moving the needle that much, having a huge stake in one business when you have four? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could say that, but with smaller amounts, right? I've got $100 in 4 businesses. Does one really matter? It's it's still quite a lot of my wealth. I know we're talking about billions and it kind of gets a bit
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I will never know what it's like to have that much money, but I just can't imagine. No, but I don't think I would even want to be Elon, have that much. It's an unnecessary amount of resource. But my point is, I just still don't know if he would be, he's probably really incentivized by the pay packet opposed to necessarily the shares.
Maybe I personally want him to be incentivized because I'm a shareholder in Tesla and I want him, and honestly, reading this news, I was like, look, if he can do what he did last time, give him the money. Do you know what I mean?
Did you write in?
Did I write to him?
Yeah. Did you write in and say,
write in, please give the money? Yeah. No, it's already been signed off. He is on his way to 6xing the business again.
I actually feel like that's, I kind of have, I hate to say it, but I have faith in him that he'll do that.
I know. I don't really like him as a person, but.
Hate him as a person, I would say.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, aggressive.
Anyway. Lastly, in other news, Uber has announced a $20 billion share buyback.
Buy Uber. Sorry, don't send me to jail. That's not telling you to buy anything.
No advice. We don't give
advice.
Everyone has a different risk profile.
No. But I mean, for anyone that's what do you mean?
Join the club.
Share buybacks. Oh, yeah, join the club. Maybe we should talk about this in the club. That's a great idea.
No, we've spoken about whether I'm buying or selling, but I do currently hold Uber, and this is a big green tick. So it's done fantastically well. It kind of skirted around the whole tariff situation because it doesn't sell anything. It's not moving products from country to country, so it's not getting pinged by all these tariffs. So because it's a service business, not a product business. So it's actually done really well. And its bookings, so this means like any spend on any of its platforms, its customer bookings, is expected to double from last quarter to this quarter. Like it's shooting the lights out. Sorry.
Sharon from like Keith and Kim.
Yeah, and it's investing a lot alongside Google with its autonomous drivers.
I was going to say, what about those cars that were in LA when I was there?
Waymos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that owned by them?
It's Alphabet. Waymo is Alphabet. But
oh my God. I just was like, these are a thing. They're going off over here.
Yeah. And all those little robots that roam the streets like delivering pizza and shit.
Oh, like, it was so wild.
And lastly, Spotify are raising their prices. Hello, inflation. But they actually haven't.
Are they? Oh, God. Sorry, I only just clicked.
Yeah. So this is not.
Sucks.
This is. They've raised prices in the US, a few times, and they've had no change in kind of the rest of the world in over a decade. And they are now raising prices. So we've actually been having a pretty good deal with Spotify. Like the amount they've added in terms of services and value.
I'm surprised they haven't, because Netflix has bumped up quite a few times.
Honestly, I feel like it's every month. Netflix.
I've actually stopped Netflix.
Oh,
wild! I've just decided I'm not paying that much money.
Yeah,
but I do use my Flatmates
I was going to say, I was like, whose do you bludgeon? It's like, yeah.
But I used to be a chronic, I'm quite embarrassed to share this, but I used to watch Netflix in bed to get to sleep. I'd watch Gossip Girl. Anyway, the point is I now don't. And I can't bring myself to pay the amount to get access to it.
Yeah. It's
I'm definitely more of a, for example, with the Call Her Alex doco on Disney. That's what would make me activate an account somewhere.
But do you just sign up and then
I don't
cancel?
mean just that, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I would probably pay to watch something and think of it in the same way as like paying to go to the movies. But I feel like it's so dispersed, all of the things that I would want to watch. I'm not going to pay for 7 subscriptions. Like, do you still? Oh my God, you do. How do you live beyond your means so much? You do.
I do not.
We need to talk about this. No.
Oh my God, Mum. No, I don't. I do not pay for that many.
How much was your accommodation in Greece?
That was £1,400 divided by 2.
Yeah.
£700.
Look, all I'm saying is I've heard some things.
Of me living beyond my means. Just got a little side hustle.
I'm like, what's she doing?
What is she doing?
Because I know what you're getting paid. There's no way I can spend £700
on accommodation.
Nah.
We've been saving for we've had a little holiday fund. But with Spotify, what I love about Spotify is the sign of a great business is when you can raise prices and you don't lose customers. Like for me, that's a company I want to invest in. And it's the same with Netflix. It's the same with Spotify. Like Spotify's share price has gone up 100% in the last 12 months.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The fact they've done that without raising prices is incredible.
You would double your money if you'd invested in Spotify last year. But like investing in companies with price, it's called price inelasticity, means the prices are inelastic. So you can increase the prices and you don't lose customers. So it means that customers value your product so much, it's so integral to their lives that they will stomach a $2, $4, $10 price increase.
I guess that's just the sign as well of like a really well-loved product and something that you actually just can't imagine yourself living without. Like
100%.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but even like the amount Apple asks me to pay for storage.
Oh, yeah.
Like what is my alternative? I don't have one.
And it's tiny for them. Sorry, it's tiny for you. It's tiny for them. Yet if they increased it by, $1, you wouldn't even notice, but that would be billions for them. And that is all I have for this week's Curve Weekly. We have a YouTube special, an episode that's only going to be available on YouTube, and it is with Annie Stafford, who's from Ford Wardrobe, and it is all about...
Because I wasn't in this, so I need to hear what it was about.
Sustainable with your wardrobe, and she had a lot of like saving tips and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we're venturing into the YouTube space, we don't want to be flooding everyone's like Spotify and Apple feeds with heaps and heaps of podcasts every week. So this one's just going to be on YouTube. So we'll put a link in the
Next will be
notes.
on Netflix.
Do you think I could put my hair dye through the business if we ended up on Netflix?
I'd be putting more through the business.
Same. There'd be definitely some stuff happening. Like fake tan.
Yeah.
We'll end it here, I feel.
Thank you so much for listening to The Curve Weekly. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the money, biz and stock market news. And if you like what you heard, we would love a review. Thank you.
Yes, we would love a review. But if you did hate it, please, don't leave one if you hated it. No, but in all seriousness, could you please leave a review? Because it really helps other people find our cute little podcast.
And we hope you have a good week and see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye. Sweet. Yeah. See you next Tuesday. Lol. See you next Tuesday. I mean Monday.
No, actually, though. New episodes out every Tuesday. Okay, quickly. The Curve was created to empower and educate you about investing, but we are not financial advisors.
Our platform exists for educational purposes only, and it doesn't provide personalized investing advice for your individual needs and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision.
And always remember to do your own research before making any investment or financial decision.
We're here for any knowledge and support you need, but the final call is always yours.
And thanks for being here.
You got this.
Yeah, we know you got this.